Hello, I'm Jake Boudrot, Civic Journalist at Tell Community Television. In this episode of Strait Talk, the village on the Canal Association hosted the official opening of the new splashpad on August 2nd in St. Peter's. After the ceremony, I spoke with Jennifer McNamara with the Village on the Canal Association and Richmond Municipal Councillor for District 4, Amanda Mombourquette.
We're really excited to be having this event today. My name is Amanda Mombourquette, or Mandy, as most of you know me, and I was the chair of Village on the Canal Association for a long time, trying to fill in some very giant shoes that I inherited from Eva Landry. So it gives us really great pleasure to be all gathered here today at the, I won't say the end, but almost the end of what we figure is a big giant infrastructure project for not just VOCA, but for the community. We had, just giving you some background, Village on the Canal Association has been around for probably close to 30 years now. It was started by Eva Landry, and we're really pleased to have Doug with us here today. They were both constant contributors at the table. And when I first joined VOCA, I remember asking, so what the heck do we do here? What's this all about? And Eva told me that VOCA was all about adding the je ne sais quoi to the village, the little magic something, right? And I've kept those words in my heart ever since. And we really feel like this project in particular is adding a lot of that je ne sais quoi, what creates a special place for people to gather and play and connect. So we are going to check my notes. I write notes and then I fold them up in a little tiny piece of paper. So today we've got a barbecue on the go. We've got a donation jar. There's a silent auction inside the Lions Hall. Really encourage you to check those things out. A lot of what we've been doing lately has been all to fundraise for the Splashpad project. And Jennifer McNamara has been the chair of our Splashpad committee. And I think we all need to give Jen a big round of applause. That's why I needed to talk first. That's why I needed to talk first. And so I'm going to hand the mic over to Jen. But before we do that, we want to unveil a sign that we've had created that really marks the Splashpad as a tribute to Eva Landry. You know, as we stand here on the George Robertson Recreation Fields, I think this is a really fitting addition. Eva was all about community, all about children, and we're really, really pleased to be able to do this in her honor. Before we do the unveiling, I need to also do a huge thank you to our project partners. At the core of this project was an idea that Jen came to us with, I think, 2 years ago to VOCA, and we got this together already. It's a miracle. It would not have happened without the generous donation of the land from the St. Peter's Lions Club. Thank you. They've donated so much, the land, but also funds towards the project, a significant amount of funds. It would not have happened without the cooperation of the St. Peter's Village Commission and the St. Peter's, Sampsonville and Area Water Utility. They are the people who are going to be, they've taken ownership, official ownership through a lease agreement of the splash pad now. They are monitoring the water levels. We know that water has been a great challenge in our community. We've decided as a group, because of that, that we would invest in a recirculating system, which cranked our costs up by almost an extra 1/3. But, you know, it's an incredible system because it's just so much less demand on water, which means, you know, children can enjoy the splash pad for much of the summer months. We are really, really thankful to them, of course, for taking on the ownership and the maintenance. This is a big, big piece of infrastructure for the village, and it's going to take some time to work out all the tweaks, but they've been diligent, and Amanda and your team, you've just been so great to be here for us whenever we call and say, oh, wait, something's wrong, or we need the door opened, or whatever it is. So it's great to have a partner like that, and I know that not every community is that lucky. So thank you. Let's give them a round of applause as well. We do have a ribbon cutting that's going to be coming up later. There's going to be some children who are going to help us with that. But for right now, I would like to take a few minutes, and Jen's going to help me turn this sign around so we can show you the tribute to Eva. So this sign will be affixed to the building to be a permanent tribute to Eva Landry and all of the work she did in our community for grown-ups and children alike. And we're just very pleased to be able to do this in her honor. And Doug, we have a little takeaway one for you as well. So we'll give you this, and you'll be able to take that home with you. It says St. Peter's Splash Pad, and it says in memory of Eva Landry. Yeah, I think Eva would be very proud of this achievement. So, and this really is happening because she had an idea a long time ago that we should have Village on the Canal Association. So thank you, Eva, and over to you, Jen.
Okay, thank you very much. So I just wanted to say a few thank yous here. This project has been a true community effort, and I want to take a moment to recognize everyone who made it possible. First, a special thank you to Jamie Mombourquette, who brought all the trades together to ensure washroom and utility room building were completed on time. So thank you, Jamie. Jamie, your leadership and commitment were essential to bringing this project across the finish line. Next, I'd like to offer a huge shout out to the contractors who generously donated both their time and materials, showing just how much they care about this community. So first is Earl, Jamie, and Mitchell Mombourquette from Rockdale Electric. Charlie Martel from Madley Construction. Josh Mason of JM Coastal Construction. Brendan Landry of Mallard Construction. And then some individuals who don't have their own businesses, but I would like to mention them. So Nick Hunter, Sean Boucher, Renee McNamara, Wayne Sampson, Jonathan Stone, Patrick Burke, Brent Morrison, and Kevin LaRue. So thank you, everyone. Your contributions have truly made a difference, and we are incredibly grateful for your generosity. I also want to recognize the many individual volunteers who helped in every possible way. Your support, no matter how big or small, has been invaluable to this project's success. A very special thank you is also due to the province of Nova Scotia, whose large contribution was critical in bringing this vision to life. We are so grateful for your support, which helped turn this dream into a reality for the entire community. And now, a huge shout out to our Kraken sponsors, which were those who made a significant financial contribution of at least $10,000. Those sponsors went above and beyond, helping us reach our goal and ensuring that this project was a success, or would succeed, excuse me. So they are the St. Peter's Lions Club, St. Joseph's Credit Union, St. Peter's Home Hardware, and Rockdale Electric. Your generosity has made an enormous impact, and we can't thank you enough for your unwavering support. And to all of our sponsors at every sponsorship level, so we also had Starfish, Lobster, Mermaid, and Pirate sponsors as well. As individual donors, thank you. Every contribution, whether financial, material, or time-based, has been crucial to the success of this splash pad. Your support demonstrates the strength of our community, and we are so fortunate to have you all involved. Lastly, I want to remind us all that today's grand opening is a testament to what we can achieve when we come together. Businesses, government, volunteers, and all of you here today. We've created something truly special that will bring joy to our community for many years to come. Today, as we cut the ribbon and officially open the space, we do so with gratitude to all of you and in honor of Eva's lasting impact on this community. We've built more than just a water park. We've built a space for laughter, for families to gather, and for memories to be made. Sorry. I promise this is the end. Thank you again to everyone who played a part in this project. No matter the size of the contribution, your efforts have helped bring this space to life. Let's celebrate today, make some memories, and carry forward the legacy of community, connection, and service. Thank you, and let's splash into a bright future.
Awesome. So I'm going to ask Emma, our new chair for Village on the Canal Association, and Jennifer to come and help cut the ribbon. If there's any kids who would like to hold on to the ribbon, then we'd love to have them as well.
Countdown. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, it's official. The splash pad is open. want to just let everyone know we are going to be continuing to do some work on the splash pad over the next couple of months. We've got some additional signage to go up. Believe it or not, that's not the permanent signage, the splash pad room. But we've got some additional signage to go up, probably some fencing, and then a few other little kind of more aesthetic things. So stay tuned. There's still time to donate if you haven't yet, but I'm pretty sure we've tapped into every one of you. So thank you so much. And again, silent auction barbecue. We're here until 3 and petting zoo over here. Thank you.
I'm here with Jennifer McNamara with the Village on the Canal Association, and I'm here with Municipal Councillor for District 4, Amanda Mombourquette. And I guess the first question would be maybe starting back when did the idea for the splash pad first come out, and how long did it take, and how much work was involved in making this a reality?
Well, I came up with the idea about 2 years ago, and I took the idea to the Lions Club. And then after I took it to the Lions Club, Village on the Canal Association thought it was a great idea. So they took it on as their project. And yeah, it was just about 2 years ago, and it was a lot of work.
Yeah, it's been 2 years of pretty intensive effort because when Jen first brought the idea to VOCA, we were also kind of in a changeover of leadership. So I was the chairperson, and now so happy that Emma Ferguson is at the helm of VOCA. And I think the project itself, though, resulted in a lot of young people having interest in the organization. Absolutely. And wanting to support the events that we had traditionally done, because they all became fundraising events for the splash pad, right? So it really was a lot of things coming together all at once. And I think the biggest part of the work for us anyway, as an organization, we don't own any infrastructure. We don't own any assets. So trying to figure out who would take ownership and how that would all work, how to even get a building built, that really wasn't our forte. So we were really fortunate to have an excellent group of contractors led by Jamie Mombourquette to kind of pitch in, contribute. There was a little issue with a piece of siding here yesterday.
Yeah.
And we make a call, and 15 minutes later, somebody shows up and fixes it, right? So it's been that kind of community effort.
Now, I guess, too, this is a way of complementing the playground that you have just over there. And, activity for children, I guess, was something that you guys are really looking at.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got the George Robertson Complex Fields here, right? George was such a huge figure in our community. So for us to be able to do this particular piece, to add to that, and also to make it in honor of Eva Landry, I mean, it's just, it was just exactly what we were looking for.
Perfect fit.
Like after Eva passed, VOCA was really looking for a way to pay an appropriate level of tribute to her. But, we couldn't quite figure out what the right fit was going to be. And then when Jen brought this idea forward, it was just a match made in heaven for sure.
Maybe we could talk a little bit about Eva and her involvement in the community and why you guys wanted to honor her today.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Eva was the chair of our Village on the Canal Association for many years. She was involved with the McCaskill Museum. Huge advocate and involvement in 4-H clubs. I can't rank it. There is no way for us to list the number of things that she was involved in. So much. Recipient of the Order of Canada, recipient of the Order of Nova Scotia, just a phenomenal community person, but always really interested in supporting children in our community specifically. So, this just made a whole lot of sense. But I'm sure as your kids were coming up, like they would have known Eva, been involved in 4-H or whatever, right? So
for sure.
So everybody knew her and said this is a really great opportunity to honor her contribution.
Yeah, and it was nice. Her husband Doug was here, and some of her family was here to see that honor and that portrait of her, and even gave him a smaller size portrait so he can hang in his place. So that it was a nice touch.
Yeah, it is. So you want to talk a little bit about that being Colin's idea, to provide Doug?
Yes, it was Colin, One of a Kind Designs idea to make up a little tribute for Eva to give to Doug.
He's got it all framed up in a nice piece of.
He did an amazing job, and very nice design. Yeah.
So you mentioned this, the community support. You get financial support from businesses, individuals, and stuff. And then you also had people helping out and stuff. So
time.
Yeah, so maybe you can talk a little about that, that community support.
Oh yeah, there was tremendous community support for this, and especially all the contractors who came together to build the rest of it, like the washroom building and utility room building. All of that time and a lot of the materials were donated for it. So it was just amazing, amazing.
You know, the government support. You get money from the municipality not too long ago, money from the provincial government for this,
Yep.
and that was a very necessary component to make this a reality.
Absolutely. You know, and I can't say enough about the provincial contribution because it was a $360,000 initial contribution. It was catalytic in terms of our ability to move the project forward. It never would have happened without that contribution. Everyone has been so supportive. We needed everyone to come together, but that provincial initial investment really helped us push the gas pedal.
Absolutely. And
The difference between doing it today or 5 years straight.
exactly. To have it open within 2 years, I mean,
Yeah, it was
That-
huge.
that was huge.
Yeah, and the municipality did recently approve a $20,000 allotment of our CCDF, the Canada Community Building Fund, which is for infrastructure, recreation type projects, among other types of projects. So really thankful for that. I mean, it still has to go through some hoops at the provincial level, you know what I mean, to get all that approval in place because of the way that fund is structured. But a huge show of support from the municipality. I can't say thank you enough to the councillors who were supportive of that.
So the final price tag for this is just below about $500,000. Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, it's about $500,000.
Yeah.
We're you know,
pretty close.
yeah. When you, especially if you start to evaluate all of the in-kind time contributions that's gone, we're definitely over the $500,000 mark. But in terms of the physical, you know, the physical assets of it, that's what we're at. And it would have been much less, Jake, had we just gone with a straight flow through system. But the village of St. Peter's struggles with its water, you know, as the summer gets on. And so we spent with about an extra $150,000, I think, Jen.
Somewhere close to there, yeah.
To put underground tank in, recirculating systems, so the treated water, so it's all monitored, metered, tested. Like it's the system is really sophisticated. So and again, that, you know, that speaks to the way the technology has evolved, but also the willingness of the village to step up and do the ongoing operation and maintenance. It's just phenomenal. And maybe we should do a quick shout out as well to Loser Valley, who was our installer of the actual splashpad equipment. Plumbing, like all of the
Splash pad features, the recirculating system, all that was put in by Loser Valley Pools from Canning, I believe it's so from.
Yeah, down the
So yeah, they were really, really great to deal with, and
yeah, they've been phenomenal.
Yeah.
So a big thanks to this and this community.
Yeah, and I assume that's a lot of intricate work. You're looking at a lot of piping and digging and putting everything in valves in and all that stuff. That sounds like a lot of work. Yeah.
It's an incredible amount of work.
Judging by the reaction of the kids, they
Yeah.
seem to love it here, and that's really what's important, I guess.
Yeah.
Really.
it really is.
And we love having it adjacent to the Richmond Villa, so people at the villa can kind of see and visit, you know, if they're able. And
Absolutely.
the location is just perfect.
Yeah.
And you know, I guess the component of this is it makes the community a more attractive place for families looking to come here because there's infrastructure like this in place for their children, and that helps everybody.
Absolutely. You know,
It does.
it was so funny. I had one of our sponsors came in for a visit to see the thing in operation. And as we were walking towards the splash pad, there was a whole diverse group of children from, you know, different cultures and backgrounds. You could all playing together on the splash
And
pad.
all different ages as
All
well,
different
like from young to
And
teenage.
the sponsoring group asked me, "Did you set this up for us? Did you ask them?" And I said, "No, this is happening naturally in the community
Yeah.
because of this project, right?" So it's pretty cool to see.
It really is neat to see.
So you mentioned that too. It's not totally finished. Like, I think you were mentioning there's some fencing's got to go up and a couple other things. So maybe you want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
We just wanted a little bit of fencing to put up just where we are adjacent to the ball field.
Yeah.
And just as a safety measure, so no foul balls or any baseball games come into the splash pad. I'd also like to see a little more seating and things like that around.
And we've got maybe some a change, like right now we've got some boulders kind of providing that safety barrier so traffic doesn't roll in by accident. We'd like to kind of soften that up with some additional fencing as well. It's kind of in an attractive way. So we're still working on some of the aesthetics, but we didn't want to hold back on the functionality, waiting for the aesthetics. Everyone was too
We were
excited.
pretty excited about it, so.
Yeah.
And of course, you had this during Nicholas Denny's days here in St. Peter's, and I assume that wasn't coincidental that you guys decided to have it
No,
during this.
no. It's a busy week in our community. This is one of 35 events happening
Yeah.
throughout the week. So it made a lot of sense.
It was a perfect opportunity to do this.
Exactly.
And it ended up being a beautiful day.
Right.
So.
It's always a beautiful day for Nicholas Denny's.
That's right.
That is true. We always tend to get really good weather. Yeah,
Lucky over the years. So.
and you had a great crowd here too. You had a lot of people came out and seemed to be very appreciative of the efforts in making this happen, and in the end result too. It does look nice, and
Yeah.
the kids seem to really be liking it. So
We're having a great
Yeah.
time. Yeah. We're having a great time. So,
yeah.
so stay tuned. Lots more to come, right?
That's right.
Thank you for watching Strait Talk. Please tune in again to find out what we will be talking about.